Most people have dreams, many set goals, and others stick to their habits. However, very few people have a system, a structured process that connects these elements and ensures consistent progress over time. Setting a goal is one thing, but maintaining focus and steadily working toward it throughout an entire year is another challenge entirely. In this video, I'll show you how to overcome this. We'll start from the top, your dreams, and work downward, breaking them into SMART goals, and then into actionable habits that collectively form a system to help you succeed. So grab a coffee, open your notebook, and prepare to take notes, because this framework has the potential to be life-changing. Let's begin with goals. Most people are familiar with SMART goals, objectives that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. While this framework is widely praised and undoubtedly effective in many cases, it has its limitations. Even when people set goals that are clear, realistic, and time-oriented, they often fail to achieve them. This failure doesn't just lead to unmet objectives, it also causes frustration, self-doubt, and shame. Over time, this can result in a harmful cycle where the inability to meet one goal erodes confidence and motivation for future ones. One of the main issues with SMART goals is the lack of integration between action steps and time. These two elements often exist as separate considerations. We know what we need to do and by when, but there's no clear mechanism linking the two. Without this connection, the goal remains conceptual, something that feels distant and unattainable. Additionally, the farther into the future a goal is set, the harder it is to estimate the time and effort required to achieve it. This lack of clarity makes it easy to procrastinate or feel overwhelmed. The most significant flaw in SMART goals, however, is the absence of a system, a framework to sustain long-term effort. Goals alone don't drive success. As author James Clear famously said, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." In other words, achieving ambitious outcomes isn't about having bigger or better goals. It's about building a system of habits and processes that guide you step by step toward those outcomes. Last year's ceiling, your highest point, becomes this year's foundation. It's the platform from which you launch forward, but only if you have a system to support that growth. At the highest level of this process, above even the SMART goals, lies your dream. This is your vision for the ideal life, the desires of your heart that often remain unspoken or ignored. If you neglect this level, you risk achieving goals that don't truly fulfill you. Many people experience goal depression after achieving significant milestones because they realized that the results weren't aligned with their deeper aspiration. They built systems that produced results they didn't genuinely want, and now they feel stuck. That's why it's so important to start with your dream, the big picture of what you want your life to look like. At the base of this framework are your habits. These are the small, often mundane, daily actions that, when repeated consistently, create a ripple effect of progress. Individually, habits may seem insignificant, but when strung together, they form the system that propels you toward your goals. Without a system, even the most persistent effort can feel aimless or ineffective. It's like climbing a mountain without a clear path. You expend energy without necessarily making progress. To build this system, you need to work backward, starting from your dream. This process, called chunking backward, allows you to break a large vision into manageable steps. Many people instinctively plan forward. They look at where they are now and try to figure out what to do next. However, planning backward, starting with the desired end result and working in reverse, creates a clearer roadmap. Begin by defining your dream. Imagine yourself 10 years from now, living your best possible life. Be as specific as possible. Visualize every detail: what you do for work, how you spend your days, the people in your life, and the emotions you experience. Don't censor yourself or hold back. This is your opportunity to articulate your deepest desires without judgment. Once you've done this, distill your vision into the 10 most important outcomes you'd like to achieve in the next decade. Write them down in the past tense as if they've already happened. For example, instead of saying, "I want to write a book," write, "I am a best-selling author." This phrasing creates a sense of expectancy and aligns your mindset with success. Next, identify one goal from this list to focus on this year. By narrowing your focus, you reduce overwhelm and increase the likelihood of success. Now, chunk backward from this annual goal. Where do you need to be by the end of the first quarter to stay on track? Break this quarterly goal into monthly milestones, and then break the monthly milestones into weekly objectives. For example, if your goal is to write a 12-chapter book by the end of the year, you might aim to complete 3 chapters per quarter, 1 chapter per month, and specific sections each week. Now that you've defined these outcome-based goals, it's time to integrate them into your daily life. This is where habits come into play. Identify small, actionable steps that will move you closer to your weekly objectives. These actions should be specific, time-bound, and tied to your daily routine. For instance, if your goal is to write a chapter in a week, your daily habit might be to spend 30 minutes drafting 1 section each morning. This daily practice is what I call a dream management system. It connects your habits at the base of the framework to your dream at the top. By consistently showing up and following your plan, you bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. To make this process even easier, use a planner or journal to track your progress. Every week, set aside time to review your goals, plan your actions, and reflect on what's working and what needs adjustment. The key to success is commitment. It's not about perfection. It's about showing up consistently. By anchoring your goals to specific actions and times, you ground them in reality, making them achievable. This process of chunking backward and building habits is how dreams transform from abstract ideas into tangible results. Time is the bridge between dreams and reality. By attaching your goals to a timeline and a system, you ensure steady progress and avoid the common pitfalls of drifting or losing focus. This work is deeply meaningful. When you align your goals with your dreams and implement a system to achieve them, you create a life that truly lights you up. And when you're living in alignment with your passion and purpose, you don't just improve your own life, you positively impact the world around you. This isn't just about achieving more, it's about creating a life that matters, both to you and to others. So take the time to do this work. It's worth it.